Yesterday was quite a struggle when it comes down to my self-portrait shoot. At one point, I was about to give up and I was just like, you know what, screw this. I don't want to do this anymore. I'll do this another day. But I didn't, and so that's good, right? But welcome back, everybody. I have another video for you today, and if you are new, welcome. I want to talk about my photo shoot yesterday. Because when I tell you I had a hard time, I had a hard time. It was just one of those days where everything felt like it was just falling apart. And yeah, it was just one of those days. So I started to set up my backdrop. I had everything out exactly how I wanted it. But as I was pulling out my backdrop, the stands kept falling. And this has happened to me maybe once before. But these stands kept falling over and over and over, and I could not get this paper pulled out exactly how I wanted. I was just like, okay, whatever, you know, I kind of just threw it as nothing, you know, I was like, this stuff happens all the time, whatever, we'll just keep going. I got everything set up, everything how I wanted it to start at that point. And then I needed to put some batteries in my marquee box. So I was like, you know what, let me go do that real quick so that way I don't have to be dragging around cords everywhere. So I put all the batteries in the marquee box and I turned it around to start putting the letters in that I wanted in there. And all of a sudden I start hearing like this spewing sound and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Well, my batteries started like leaking acid. They're brand new batteries. And I didn't have the marquee box on or anything. And I was like, why is this happening? I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So thankfully it was on top of the box that it came in. And so it didn't get on anything else. And I was able to clean it up pretty good. A little bit of something about this little simple like setup that I have. I have not been as frustrated setting up a dang photo setup like I have today. So after I got that all cleaned up and situated, I just took another deep breath and came back downstairs. It was just like, okay, let's get started with this photo shoot. Let's get it done. And then I started to kind of turn on my lights and do everything. And I felt like, man, you know what? I can't get none of my photos right today. All my photos are just taking forever to create. And usually I don't have this much struggle. I was having trouble getting the marquee box to shine, and of course I know this, like you can't be throwing a flash at the marquee box because it'll blow out the LED completely. And so finally when I had to just take a deep breath again and just relax a little bit and start thinking. I was all like, okay, I need to put the flash to the side, and so that way, you know, none of the flash will be hitting the box and I can actually grab, you know, the marquee box in the back. I was also having struggles getting the smoke. I was trying to get the smoke to show in the light and I was like, I couldn't do it. And so I had a little bit of the blue coming from the flash up top because I wanted to have multiple colors. And so you'll see that there is teal, there's orange, and there is a darker blue shining on my sweater. The theme was an orange and teal. I do know that a lot of people love orange and teal, and I do too, and that's just something that I wanted to do as far as the colors go. I did have some other colors in mind, and I was just like, you know, at first I started with the marquee box being orange, but to me I felt like it wasn't bright enough, and the blue is a little bit brighter in the box. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna switch everything around. I'm going to make the marquee box blue, and then I'll make my flash orange. Once I did that, everything started to come into place and come together exactly how I wanted. Like I said, I had the flash in front of me at first, then I moved it to the side, and when I did that, everything came in to play perfectly. Even the smoke. I wanted the smoke to have this haze effect over my photo because I was trying to add that drama, and that did it perfect. And so with that being said though, I want to talk about the whole meaning behind find yourself. You can take it as you once lost yourself and to find yourself, kind of rediscovery. Or you can take it as discover more about who you are, dig deeper into who you are. There is so much that this means to me personally. A lot of us go through things in our lives that affect us in ways where we kind of get lost at one point. And I feel like this photo can mean a lot in that area, in the aspect of someone's life. So whenever I was just laying down one day, I was like, you know what? I really want to create something that means a lot to me and that can possibly mean something to someone else. And so I was like, you know, what's something that I've struggled with in my past? And the first thing that came to mind was how I lost myself a long time ago. And I was able to finally find who I was once again and recreate myself into something even better. And I feel like a lot of us do that sometimes. We lose ourselves. And now it's more like a diving into a bigger discovery of who I am. And so this photo was perfect. And I feel like they came out perfect in the end, despite all the issues I did have. But at the end of this photo shoot, I was very happy with the outcome. And I wanted to post my struggles with this photo shoot so that you guys understand that you're not always going to have photo shoots that are perfect. You're gonna have days where you're like, man, I've done this before. Why can't I think of what the heck to do? Days where things fall apart on you. It just happens. But this is the end of the video, you guys. I do want to thank you for watching once again, and I will see you in my next one. You guys have a great week. Bye.